just as a quick warning, this video will contain spoilers for Steven Universe. If you don't want any of the show spoiled for you, then I recommend catching up first before watching. If you are caught up or you just don't care, then it's fine to proceed. Now on with the show! You know, I think it's safe to say that a lot of kids shows nowadays are growing smarter and smarter. Shows like Gravity Falls, The Legend of Korra, and Adventure Time have been pulling so many people in with their clever writing and engaging stories, and the little show called Steven Universe is no exception. The show has gained a huge fandom, for better or for worse, and its impact is crystal clear even if you don't watch it. Get it? Because they're rocks! The lore of its world and the complex issues the characters can face have had audiences invested and hungry for more, but today's subject, Antoine50 Streams, disagrees with this dynamic. Now let's dive in, shall we?
Alright, I gotta get something off my chest right now about this fat fucker right now.
You know, I have something I need to get off of my chest too. It's about this narrow fucker right here in the middle of my screen.
Okay. I am obsessed with Steven Universe. Like, the idea of a happy-go-lucky show about some fat kid who has some fun powers sold me immediately. And I watched almost every episode in season 1 so far. And I've watched it. I think it's like 4 a.m. right now. And I just realized something and it pisses me off. Now, they had the opportunity to make a show where only good things happen, like nice things happen.
Because that is what we should teach our kids. That in this world only nice things happen and everything is golly gee swell and good and we don't need to worry about facing problems.
It's all feel good like a cartoon should be.
The only thing a cartoon should be is enjoyable. And that enjoyment can come from a variety of things because a cartoon can be whatever its creators want it to be. Animation allows for so many possibilities, and limiting those possibilities down to a very narrow mindset of what it should be is only going to get you stuff like this.
But then they fucking pulled an Adventure Time where, like, they just, like, threw in this fucking, like, deep emotional story about, like, a coming-of-age kind of story for Steven.
Okay. What? Like that's a bad thing? For characters to evolve? What the... Is there some memo I didn't get? No! Great! Scarlet! Scarlet!
What?
Why didn't you give me the memo?
What memo?
The memo that character development is a bad thing now.
That isn't a memo.
It isn't?
Nope.
So this guy just doesn't know what basic storytelling is?
I don't know. Probably not.
Oh. Okay. I think this was supposed to end on a punchline or something.
But at the same time, there's all kinds of, like, lesbian undertones with, like, the fusion shit.
If you're speaking more generally and saying that fusion has always had romantic and or sexual implications, then... Ugh. But really though, fusion more so represents the kind of relationship two or more gems have with each other. While yes, that relationship can certainly be romantic or very intimate, it was proven in the very first episode the concept was introduced in that isn't always the case. Opal is made upon cooperation more so than any kind of intimate love.
And then the lion, and then his mom, like all that kind of emotional stuff. And his dad's a screw up, and he has a love interest, but at the same time he's only like 12. And I swear, like, there's so much like underlying stuff about the plot. Like, sometimes he's like a little younger than usual. When like he does something like really childish, he's shorter. He's fucking shorter and pudgier. And then like when he does something that's more grown up, I can fucking hear it in his voice. Like, it's fucking crazy. And the more and more I watched it, the more I noticed these fucking things.
These are techniques used because with the power of animation, you can draw certain characters in a specific way to visually exaggerate and get across a better feel of how the character is feeling or acting. And are you really telling me you weren't expecting Steven's voice to be any different between when he's upbeat and when he's more serious? And a lot of what you're describing is this wonderful thing called world building. When you make a world and the dilemmas that take place in said world more interesting by expanding its lore. Without this, you have a bland, uninteresting place for your story to move in. I get that an overcomplicated world and lore can ultimately hurt a story more than help it, but from what I gather, you're stating that it's a problem simply because it's there, just existing to do its job and develop.
And like, there's like a weird relationship between the gems themselves. Like, it's like off screen things happen and you can tell when they're pissed at each other. And it's almost like, why do you do this for kids? Because I picked up on it and I'm fucking a dumbass. And I picked up on this shit. And it's like a conspiracy theory and it bothers me because I really enjoyed the show. But now I can't watch it the same way. Because there's all kinds of fucking shit going on. Like, and like every single episode, even the episodes that are nice, they have to throw in something at the ending or just for like a few seconds that just like makes you think, really makes you think about the plot, like what's going on.
I don't want to think. Thinking is bad and everything must remain happy and nothing should evolve whatsoever. You can't make anything big at all because that makes suspense, and suspense is bad because it's a word that isn't the same as happy.
Just why? And I swear I can tell they don't even know where they're going with the story. There's no like pre-written genius, very well thought out story going on here. Like, there's a storyboard, like I think like 3 episodes ahead. Like they're only thinking 3 episodes ahead. Like, this is not a complete series by far. They just like chuck these things out and then boom, like throw in like a little stupid undertone of like some bigger story that doesn't exist yet that they make along the way, and it bothers the fuck out of me. So I just wanted to get that off my chest.
Yes, because this...
Nobody expects you to be able to perform fusion right away, Stephen.
Yeah, it's really hard, even for us.
Not for me.
This, and this...
Oh, hey! This isn't so bad! Never mind! Yes! Whoa.
are all clearly indicators that they have no plan at all and only think 3 episodes ahead. Here's the thing. Without a lot of what you described as problems, there wouldn't be an interesting story at all. You'd be left with a circus of monotony. Listen, please, no matter what show you're watching, open your mind up to new ideas, allow yourself to be challenged by any complex issues that are presented, because if everything were the same happy scenario, let's face it, that show would get old and die fast. What? What about Peridot? Please, she's just another Team Rocket clone. No, I'm just holding these for a friend. You don't understand. Don't look at me!